Welcome, family. Today is November 3rd, 2024. I can't even believe I'm saying November. I don't even know where the time has gone, to be honest with you. And if you look behind me, there are no more green leaves on the trees. They've either turned color or they're no longer there. So that lets you know what time of year it is here in Vermont. So the topic today is called flowing waters. This will be the last of the four elements that I was discussing last week. When we think of flowing waters, we think of a faucet when we're thirsty, or a shower, or even a river along the banks that we can stick our feet into on a nice warm summer day. Not today. Today is not very warm. Water is essential for life, and it holds a significant symbol representing purity, cleansing, and life-flowing waters. Captures the essence of the Lord's grace, provision, and divine intervention. How is your life flowing? I sometimes need to ask that myself. It may seem like a kinked hose if there are things that we need to review, reflect upon in our lives. And sometimes life doesn't feel like it is moving forward, but be rest assured it is. So when we do feel like the hose is kinked, it's time to go and reflect and observe and review our circumstances and situations, and also ourselves. You know, what's hindering all of this? Many times it doesn't feel and look as though the path is being cleared. But hearken the call and heed the direction you are being led. Don't hesitate for too long. I have a tendency to do that myself. I am learning, but that's part of the journey. We all live and learn. So don't hesitate for too long, but let the flowing Spirit guide you. A lot of times when we're being guided to certain things in our lives that we're asked to do, that the Lord asks us to do, we shouldn't be hesitating and we shouldn't be questioning. We should be getting in prayer and just making sure and confirming that. That's very important. And as far as flowing directions go, this week has been really difficult for myself. My son and daughter-in-law have now moved to Kansas. So unfortunately, they're not around the corner anymore. I can't just pick up the phone and say, hey, you want to get a coffee or bagel? You want to come for dinner? So it's been a difficult week for me. But I know that they were called to be where they are. And it's all for the right reasons. And sure, I could have made a fuss about it. But I knew in my heart that that was the decision they made, and I supported them. I didn't want to be the kink in the hose, because that's where they were being led. And sometimes those are very hard things, especially for parents, but I will see them again, and that's the beauty of it. I'll get to tell you all about Kansas. Water represents pureness, and it also signifies one's spiritual purge of unclean habits, which is anxiety, unworthiness, all the burdens and chains that we choose to carry around with us. The Lord wants us to continue on the path of growth and prosperity. It deepens our connection to Spirit. As we continue these journeys and these feelings that we go through, and the times and situations that we're put in, it helps us to continue that flow and the flow of the Lord and the Spirit in our lives. In Ezekiel 47:1, Ezekiel witnesses a river flowing from the temple, and it's growing deeper and wider as it flows. This imaginary conveys the endless abundance and blessings that flow from the Lord's dwelling place. That should gladden our hearts. We have all of these beautiful blessings and promises. And unfortunately, a lot of times we choose to focus on the negative. And like I've said before, that's easy to go there. But it's also very important to be reminded that there is that beautiful place that we can go to. And those are all the blessings and promises that are ours. That is our inheritance. That is what the Lord has for us. And it's just so beautiful. And it should gladden your heart. It helps us to gain a deeper understanding of God's presence, provision, and transformative power in our lives. We are very powerful. We choose to be powerless in a lot of situations and circumstances that life throws at us, unfortunately. And we go there. I go there. But I really have to take a good look and pull myself out of that and know that I can move forward with my head held high, knowing that I have a Father who loves me deeply. And I have all of those promises. That's my inheritance. We inherit all of those beautiful things. And water has also long been associated with purification and cleansing and spiritual rejuvenation. With purification comes rebirth and new beginnings. Isn't that a beautiful hope? That we have new beginnings. If we choose to, we need to remember that and keep that first and foremost. I know I have to be reminded of those things on a continuous basis. I think that is forever for all of us. I think we always have to keep putting that in the forefront of our minds because it's so easy to go elsewhere. With purification comes rebirth and new beginnings, and it also offers a sense of renewal. Renewal is such a wonderful feeling, a feeling of knowing that it's going to be there for us. It plays a critical role in the start of our spiritual journey. In the Bible, flowing waters is associated with sustenance, abundance, and spiritual nourishment. That's why I feel getting in prayer, or however you need to be still, and it's up to each individual how to do that. And we all have that place that we can go to and just be still and allow that positive thoughts run through you and allow you to continue to move forward, knowing that your day is going to be fantastic. I know I started with my day saying that it's going to be a fantastic day. I start that every morning. And it's really made a significant difference in how my day goes and how it proceeds. Just as flowing water provides hydration and sustenance to our body, the Lord's words and presence is like a refreshing stream that satisfies our spiritual thirst. Isn't it nice to know when you're filled? You have this feeling of happiness that just overcomes you knowing that feeling and embracing that feeling. It's beautiful. And it also exudes out to other people around you. That's why we're the light of the world. We flow that light and let it embrace our brothers and sisters around us. When we surrender ourselves to God, now surrender is a really difficult thing to do. I will tell you that firsthand. I know. I have to really work at surrendering and knowing that the Lord's plan is the best plan. My plan normally doesn't work out the way it should, especially if I'm not heeding the call. Surrendering ourselves and allowing His Spirit to flow through us. And it's His living water becomes the driving force in ours and guides us towards His purpose and blessing. A lot of times we want to do it our way, right? We want to just go about business the way we think we should because that's what we know. But remember, His ways are not our ways. And He will take us to these places we could never even imagine. And they're beautiful. So when we allow God's love and truth to flow freely within us, our hearts and minds are renewed. How refreshing is that? No pun intended. That you can have a renewed mind. All of that stuff, all that negativity doesn't matter. The transformative power of His grace, making us instruments to change the world. That's why we're here, to make a difference, to change the world, to be the vessel, His hands and feet. Psalms 51:10 says, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me." Those words are absolutely beautiful. I love Psalms in general, but a lot of the verses are just magnificent. And really, if you're going to start reading the Bible, Psalms is a great place to start. It is so encouraging. It's so beautiful. It just will leave you with a very warm heart. Flowing water invites us to embrace the spiritual journey and continuous growth. The gentle flow of the water reminds us of God's tender love, movement, and progress in our lives. And like I said, I was looking at my own life and where I am now versus where I was probably even a few weeks ago. If we continue on that journey and allow the Lord to fill us with the growth and the movement, we're not the same people. I'm not the same person. Absolutely not. Oh my gosh, when I began that journey, really allowed the Lord to work within me 17 years ago or 18 years ago, I am nowhere near the same person at all. That's the beauty of all of that. You become transformed. And that's what God wants you to do. He wants to transform you into the love and the light that you all are, that we all are. The gentle flow reminds us of God's tender love, movement, and progress in our lives, offering hope and assurance of His divine presence. Isn't it nice to know when you call on Him, He's always there. He's always flowing through us. Sometimes it doesn't feel like that, and He may not answer us right off the bat, but He does. And He will answer all of those calls, and He will continually flow through you. You just need to ask. May the gentle flow heal and restore the Lord's grace, continually moving forward, growing, and being a guide by the ever-flowing stream of God's love. That should gladden all of your hearts. It should make you feel amazing to know that we have a Lord that's always with us and always guides us. And I know that when I'm going through difficult times and I need to just that extra sense of His presence, I always envision myself climbing up on His lap and Him hugging and holding me. What a beautiful picture that is. He's always there doing that for us. Always. His hand is always reaching out. It's whether we choose to grab it or not. I was going to give another analogy. I had heard this somewhere. The water crashes onto the shores and it pulls back everything in your life. Wow. I was like, that's pretty powerful. It pulls back all the things in our lives so that we can reflect on them, whether it be our relationships, our burdens, our energy. It helps us to reflect back on that so that we can bring forth the peace, the happiness, the love, and the joy that is so much needed in this world today. And we are all a part of making that happen. Just a smile, just a simple hello, letting people know that you care. And that just is enough to warm someone's heart. I also wanted to send extra prayers to our nation this week. I always lift our nation and our world up in prayer, but I'm going to be sending out extra prayers. His hand is in everything, and He's lifting us all up, and He's lifting you up. And I'm going to leave now with this message for this week, and may you be filled, as always, with the love, peace, joy, happiness, the overflowing abundance of all of His promises and blessings. May it bestow all over your life. And until next week, bye for now.